Not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Here's 2nd and 8. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Yeah, look at this Baltimore defense. Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf with career touchdown number 60. And the Steelers need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now Lamar changing the look. Second down, they go again with Henry. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there. Now they'll audible to something else. A first down carry for Henry. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You look at this Steeler defense.
They're just below the cut line for top half of the league. 17th in the NFL against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. A short throw caught by Andrews. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Now 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Henry. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right?
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Ravens respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Back to throw. Howard. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Warren. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming?
And shutting him off now open field. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. They keep it with Henry on first down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Now Lamar changing the play.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
But not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Henry up the middle and trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 46. Tucker's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
The Steelers at 3-6 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Jackson going to change things up a bit. They'll start with the option.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Got his man, it's Warren.
Shoves him aside near the 35. And he's got this down to the 35. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pick up there at 22.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Looking to throw. Howard. And it's caught. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now they send a man in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 14-10.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
A shotgun handoff to Henry.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Now Jackson going to shift him around. Henry again on 2nd down.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Now they'll change things up.
Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Johnson on the return. A nice return that time of about 14 yards.
And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They go play action here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Warren. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Off the play fake. Howard.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
And they'll send Pickens in motion right here.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They'll look to throw again. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now run straight ahead with Warren.
Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
For an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. On the give, it's Warren.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season.
And the Steelers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to it. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Now Lamar changing the look.
On third down, Henry. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
An audible here to get a new look.
They'll run. It's Henry going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Howard. He's able to find Miller. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Scotty Miller,
His first touchdown on the year.
and the Steelers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. First carry now for Justice Hill. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
2nd and 9. Jackson going to keep it running right.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 9.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
92 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Running from the gun with Henry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
It looks like they'll move things around here.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Jackson.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Tylan Wallace, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Wilson's got it complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson.
The 20. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This one deep for Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Howard. That is intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33.
At their own 33-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Lamar changing the play. They begin with Henry. And shedding a man at the 40. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. Jackson to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers have just about sewn up this football game. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, They were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Pittsburgh, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else in their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns.